Hi friends! I don't usually cover breaking news here because as much as I love following all the new stuff in the EV world, I don't have any inside sources or connections to people in the industry. This channel is really just a place for me to show my experience and hope that friends or family or someone on a YouTube binge might find it and consider an EV for their next vehicle. Like a lot of EV and Tesla fans, I've had my sights on Battery Day ever since Elon Musk brought it up last year. I've watched every interview, analysis of a patent filing, or moonshot idea out there from some really smart and insightful people. At the time, there seemed to be a lot of lingering public tension between Tesla and Panasonic over the production rate of batteries at their Giga Nevada factory. Now, the thought was that maybe Tesla would dump Panasonic and start manufacturing their own batteries, and that hasn't happened yet, and it seems like the relationship, at least publicly, has improved since then. In China, Tesla's partnered with CATL and I believe LG Chem to produce batteries for the made-in-China Model 3 and Model Y for that market. In my opinion, especially last year, it didn't make sense that Tesla would cut out Panasonic entirely, especially if their main constraint in production was battery cells. It made sense to me that if Tesla was manufacturing their own, that they'd start their own line and use it, maybe the different brands, to differentiate more between the Model 3 and Y with the S and X. But there were no announcements in 2019. We went through a good 6 months of simmering speculation with a new patent filing here, or Elon giving a juicy tweet or interview that would kind of tide us over, but the speculation stayed kind of at a low boil. Then Battery Day was supposed to be in April, but then moved to May as the world started shutting down. As we moved into spring, the speculation online hit a fever pitch, and then a tentative date was set for the third week in May, and it would either be held in California or Texas, and Twitter exploded. With only a couple weeks left, major publications in news and finance started getting in the game of predicting what the breakthroughs would be at Battery Day. But as I read this week's Reuters article, it seemed like they had a good source on a couple elements, but the bulk of the article seemed like regurgitated guesswork. It was like some manager said, "Isn't that Tesla battery thing next week? Go write us a story and get us some sweet, sweet clicks." So they made a couple calls, watched some YouTube prediction videos, and called it a day. Now, I don't mean to besmirch the writers, their integrity, or their source. I don't know them. Then another publication picked up with more breaking news, and this fed the Twitter speculation, and pretty soon things were going way off the deep end. And a feeling I've had for a while came into focus, that maybe we need to pump the brakes on Battery Day. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan and super excited for Battery Day. But we're getting to a point where it's almost impossible for Tesla to live up to the hype and expectations. For example, if I took the key elements from the speculation I've seen over the last year, Tesla would own their own mines, be cobalt-free, with a 1,000,000-mile battery that uses dry electrode and solid state, which I understand to be two different things. But these batteries will charge in 10 minutes, no overheating, get over 600 miles of range, be equipped with vehicle-to-grid technology, be fully recycled in a loop with Redwood Technologies, and cost only $60 per kilowatt hour at the cell level. And it's already in the cars. Surprise software update! And the world explodes in rainbows and baby laughter. I've probably missed some things on that list, and frankly that's the point of this video. Some of those things may be announced, but hyperventilating and expecting it all or more is a sure way to be disappointed. Elon has hinted that what they're going to unveil blows his mind, and he knows it already. But I'm guessing that the folks at GM felt the same way about their unveil of the Ultium battery platform earlier this year. To them it was a huge deal, and laid out a roadmap for their future. But to me it was a good step in the right direction. And to a lot of other people it was smoke and mirrors and lip service. Now I realize Elon has more credibility on EV batteries, but he also talks about how difficult manufacturing is. Even if that crazy list from earlier was all technology available now, it would take a while to build those lines and get it implemented. So here's the scenario I'm concerned about. The EV and Tesla community gets way into the weeds on predictions, then lazy reporting by larger publications takes it a step further, and then adds a little more juice to it to make a spicier headline. But then Tesla holds Battery Day and announces a couple of those innovations, which should be huge. But it's met with a tepid or even hostile response because it didn't check every box of what we expected. In the threads on Twitter, under one of these articles, I had an interaction with Eli Burton, and he summed up, probably in a more concise way than I can, what my expectations are for Battery Day. He replied, "I think there's a lot to be excited about, and Tesla's unveiling their battery future. I don't think the biggest stuff will have any impact on cars today, but rather for Cybertruck, Semi, Roadster, and beyond." Now, I would love to be wrong. I really want my mind to be blown at Battery Day. And I would love to see cleaner, better technology implemented immediately. Since I've been thinking about this, Elon has actually pumped the brakes on Battery Day, and now it seems like we may have a live stream event in June and maybe an in-person event with demos later in the year. Which is probably smart to wait until people are comfortable traveling and congregating. But his mention of demos got everyone all excited again. And it's good to be excited. But speculate responsibly and take other people's speculation with a grain of salt. Hopefully soon we'll get to see their plans, and instead of pumping the brakes on Battery Day, we'll get to hit the accelerator on the EV transition. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and let me know your thoughts on Battery Day in the comments below. Like and subscribe to see some fun videos I've got coming out soon, and thanks again.